Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center, side of today's exciting Women's Division I matchup between the Miami Redhawks and your Maryville Saints. This is the Maryville Saints Hockey Network pregame show. I'm Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh, and we're here to talk about what's going to go on in game number 2 between these two teams. Yesterday, a rather disappointing 2-0 loss for the Maryville Saints. They played pretty well throughout the 60 minutes. They had a few lulls here and there, but ultimately they just couldn't beat the goaltender in Maya Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez played a great game yesterday, and this offense are looking to put the puck in the back of the net. They're hungry. They have another opportunity today, try and get the split here on home ice, so you know they're going to want to come out with a lot of intensity and fire pucks on net. That's exactly what you have to do, and you have to crash the blue paint and try and bang one home.
So Maryville's going to be a little bit shorthanded today. We had some late scratches for the Saints that came down just moments before the warm-up even happened. So they're going to be a little bit undermanned, but you have to figure that the players that are going to take the ice, as you said, Marshy, are still going to be motivated to try to go out there and get the win.
Absolutely. You get a little bit more ice time, you get a chance to show the coaching staff what you can do. And right now, you kind of have to if you want to come out with a victory today. Of course, this team's on a losing skid, and they want to get back in the win column. So I'm assuming that we'll see their best effort today.
So speaking of trying to get things in the win column, starting in goal today for the Maryville Saints is going to be Caitlin Cadrain. She got a bulk of the starts last year, somewhat due to injury, somewhat due to her top-notch play. But she's had a little bit of a rough start to the start of the year. 0-1 on her record. She's played a couple of games in addition to that. But a 4.07 goals against and a .882 save percentage. So she wants to try to right the ship, and obviously her teammates are going to try to do her best in front of her as well.
Yeah, today's a perfect opportunity to do so. Everyone's going to crack down defensively, of course. And it's a clean slate. Get back out there. Today is a new day, and you want to get out there and play your best hockey, and I'm assuming that she will do that today.
So the starters for today for the Maryville Saints, we talked about the goaltender. It's going to be Caitlin Cadrain, the sophomore out of Prince Albert, Saskatoon. A little bit of a change-up on the forward line, as we mentioned, just kind of shuffling things around due to some late scratches. On the left wing, it's going to be Sydney Poisson, joined by her centerman in Sophie Brennan. On the right wing of that line, it's going to be Colleen O'Leary, at least to start the game, so she kind of takes the place of Ellie Rutherford. You have to figure, Marshy, that might be just kind of trying to change up the mix a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how the lines go about throughout the rest of the game. Of course, there could be switches here and there, but for this one, I like the starting lineup. I think they're going to bring a lot of intensity on that first shift, and we'll see what happens.
On the defensive side of things, it's going to be Paige Dawson, the freshman out of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, joined by Shelby Furbett out of Barnhart, Missouri, so my neck of the woods. The freshman is getting the start here. A little bit more physical on the backside. They started the duo of Morgan McGowan and Emma Gurwitz, obviously more offensive-minded yesterday, looking to kind of calm things down, slow it up a little bit to start here this afternoon.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Of course, we'll see Gurwitz out there as well as she, mans the power play. And speaking of the power play, that's one thing this team needs to capitalize on. Today they had their opportunities yesterday, unable to put the puck in the back of the net. So look for the Maryville Saints to try and capitalize on their opportunities when they have the man advantage.
So we'll see whether or not they can crack that egg and get the goal up on the board and perhaps get a victory here this afternoon. That'll wrap it up for your Maryville Saints pregame show. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the puck drop between the Redhawks and the Saints right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
I think the thing I love most about going back to St. Louis are the people. Every time I come back, there's something new.
There's so much of the city that I have yet to explore.
From Six Flags to the Science Center to the Loop.
Ted Drew's.
Hey, and what about the sports? Come on.
You have to get to a Cardinals game. You have to get to a Blues game.
I mean, you have to see the Arch if you go to St. Louis.
It is Instagram bait.
St. Lou is home. It's my home.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
This is my calling, where I was always meant to be. And everything I've worked for, everything my team has worked for. Every practice, every drill has led me here. When the lights go up and we hit that ice, it's all about that one perfect moment. Because this is our calling.
Just about set for puck drop between the Miami Redhawks and your Maryville Saints as the Saints try to pick up their first win in 3 games. Following a slightly disappointing road trip to North Dakota where they went 1-1 against Minot and then an OT loss to Jamestown and then the loss here last night against the Redhawks by a score of 2-0. Well, we wondered, Marshy, if Coach Edward Ingersoll was going to pull the Hitchcock and play his shutout goaltender in back-to-back games. That is indeed going to happen. Maya Gonzalez getting the start once again.
Yeah, she played fantastic last night, so that means Maryville has to be on their game. Like I said in the pregame show, fire pucks on net. She did a good job later in that game of controlling her rebounds. So that's one thing Maryville needs to do, shoot low, see if they can grab those rebounds if they're there and score on the second opportunities.
And as we mentioned in the pregame show, Caitlin Cadrain getting the start here. Her first start on home ice. We'll see if she can pick up the victory. Maryville wearing their secondary jerseys in the black and red, countered by the red with white shoulders of Miami. They tie it up along the near boards, and Maryville is trying to dig it out of there. Getting a stick into it was Brennan. She's able to poke it loose momentarily. Now she has it at the red line, looks back towards the blue line. Quick tic-tac-toe passing as the Saints get it into the near side corner. Tracked down by Colleen O'Leary as she throws a bit of a shoulder, and they dig in along the wall again. Centering pass, they were looking for O'Brien, but she couldn't get the shot away. Now numbers forward for Miami, but they're going to go for a line change instead of the attack. Furbit slaps it all the way down. That misses everybody, so that's going to be an icing call once Miami touches the hash marks. So we'll have a face-off 49 seconds in.
Yeah, a little miscommunication on that stretch pass. And now Maryville will have a defensive zone face-off here.
LeBaire wins it. Jones pops it back. Benjamin's shot is sticked over into the far side corner. Might have been going wide anyway, but Cadrain trying to get herself activated in the early going. Now the Saints push forward. Here comes O'Leary. She stick handles around one. The shot, glove save! Gonzalez continuing her hot start from last night.
Yeah, big save by Gonzalez, but you like the chance for Maryville here early in this game.
Gerwitz holds it in at the point, gets it down low to Poisson. She's able to jab it around Benjamin. Couldn't hold on to it, though, as it just kind of squirted away. Redhawks don't clear, but then it goes off the shin pad of Rutherford and does leave the zone. Back in behind her own net is Emma Heining. Redhawks tried to clear it off the Dashers. Instead, it went into their bench, so it'll be a face-off just inside the zone on the face-off circle. Both teams are allowed to change with 18:20 to go in first. Saints win it. Back to Furbit at the point. Wrister. That one hit a body in front, and that was off the shin pad of Brooks. Popped back out in front. Brooks again with a backhand chance. Cooper was driving the net, but Gonzalez had it covered.
And looks like we'll have our first power play of today's game, a hooking call. And Maryville will have the man advantage for 2 minutes. Hopefully less if they can convert.
So hooking was the penalty du jour yesterday, and they start off with the same call here this afternoon. Saints were 0 for 3 with the man advantage last night. But even though we're just under 2 minutes played, it does seem like Maryville's a little bit fresher than they were yesterday. Perhaps indicating that what we talked about, Marshy, that late start seemed to affect him. Shot from just outside the goal line was blocked, ends up on the near boards. Poisson sets it up. Gerwitz straight away. Wrister was blocked, and the Redhawks will clear. Shots are 3-1 in favor of Maryville. Saints leave it in behind the net. Rutherford picks up some speed along the near wing. Rink wide pass goes off the Dashers, out of the reach of Poisson. She got to stick to it, but it'll go out of play.
So a little discombobulation there in the offensive zone, trying to set the power play up. And good job by Miami blocking some shots. As Emma Gerwitz had a couple looks there from the top of the key, and Miami able to get a couple shin pads on it.
Here's Toole scooping it in as it rolls along the boards. Picked up in behind the net by Cogswell. She can't clear it as it bounces over towards the far boards. Dawson walks the line, goes straight away. Toole just outside the circle. She comes back to the point, looking for a passing lane. Exchanges places with Dawson, charges into the circle. Shot on, blocker save. And the Redhawks once again calmly send it down the ice. 45 seconds left in the power play. Brooks drops it off. Dawson heads up. Long stretch pass. Finds Toole on the left wing. She's going to charge in around. Gets around one stick. Trying to dig that puck off the wall. Just couldn't get it away. And now the Redhawks will clear it out. Still 20 seconds left, but you kind of feel like that was the last gasp. Dawson goes up top. Kallhammer to O'Leary. She just kind of blindly tried to scoop it into the zone. That was easily sent away. And that will definitely do it for this power play. Gerwitz right up the gut. Stick handle slightly to the left of center. Brings it back to the middle. Outside the slot. Shot on. Knocked down by Gonzalez. Gerwitz takes the defender with her. The puck is loose. And they could not jam it in. McGowan with a shot. That's blocked. Possibly springing a counterattack. Farrell in. And just escaping her grasp. Cadrain is able to cover.
Oh, so close from making this a 1-0 game. The puck was just sitting right in the crease. No one could find it. Maya Gonzalez couldn't find it. And Miami able to clear. And now they have their own offensive zone face-off. But what an opportunity for the Saints. Unfortunately, they couldn't put the puck in the back of the net.
Farrell with a slap shot from the near circle. That was denied as Cadrain got a stick to it. Shot from the angle goes off the side of the cage. 15:35 to go as the Saints reverse it to the far wing. Farrell gets there first. Hopped off the partition and back out in front. Now Maryville looks to clear. Hot pass from Poisson was too much for Callhammer. Gerwitz back behind her own net. Thought about leaving it for McGowan. Now she's twisted around as the forecheck from Jones is putting on some pressure. LeBert drops it back to the point. Feely sends it back around. 5 minutes played here in the first period. We're scoreless so far. LeBert on her backhand, sends it back off the dashers to Jones. Centering pass. Now it's right in front. Cadrain with a big save on the doorstep. Laura LeBert was looking for goal number 3, but Cadrain is able to cover on the far side.
That is a massive save. Way to challenge, make that stop. Keeps it a tie game, all at zeros. That was Miami's first real good opportunity to score, and Cadrain makes an excellent stop.
Zeros still on the board as the Saints win the draw. The bouncer was too hard to handle for Brooks. Rutherford scrapes it off the wall, gloves it into the zone. Miami was the next one to touch it, and they still call it a hand pass. I don't know how that works, but
we need ourselves a rule book. I feel like the ACHA, they just have different rules than what you would see in different leagues. The hand pass one is one of those. And like you mentioned yesterday, the 5-on-5 or the 4-on-4.
Now in the old days, I sort of understood it with the 5-on-5 versus 4-on-4 as Gonzalez covers this one up. Because it used to be if you had two players that just kind of got into it and they were both called for roughing, you just sent them off and it stayed 5-on-5. And if you had a hooking call and then while that was delayed, you had a cross-checking call 30 seconds later, it would be 4-on-4. Now they just seem to send it to 4-on-4 automatically. Saints trying to hold the zone. Miami's able to clear it out. 2-on-2 attack from the near circle. Shot on. That almost handcuffed the goaltender. She was able to keep that right pad down. Held in along the line by Hennig. She finds Lasconis. The puck just kind of trickled away from her. She tried to stick handle towards the goal. On the counter, O'Brien will dump it in as the Saints are changing it up. Hennig slams on the brakes. She's got a Saint right in her backside. Maryville putting on some good forechecking pressure here. They just can't quite get to the puck. Now they do. Gloves down as Rutherford had it spiked away from her. Coming on the backside was Poisson to keep it alive. As they check Callhammer into the boards. Held in along the point. Toole kept it alive. That's going to spring the counter for Farrell as it comes out. She goes to the forehand. A shot blocked by Gerwitz. It's loose, and Cadrain barely got that covered. It still squirted loose, but fortunately for Maryville, the referee still blew the whistle.
Yeah, that was a weird bouncing puck. Maybe a premature whistle there as the puck was still loose, but a good break for Maryville. They'll take it.
13:05 to go in the first. Saints come up with possession off the draw. Up the left wing, Cooper was tied up. Brought out by Morris. Back the other way, Smith carries across the blue line, chips it in. Morris in behind her own net, far side for Cooper. Taps it along the wall, but a good pinch in as Maryville couldn't clear it out. Brooks tried to soup that one up towards the blue line and got a little too far underneath it. A bouncer in behind. Furbett gets there. Gerwitz is along the near side wall. Redhawks hold the zone. Here's Jones. Taps it for the Bear. She puts one in towards an angle and had Talabai in front. Another scramble. And the Saints are able to clear.
That's two good defensive plays on this shift from Emma Gerwitz. One, taking the one-on-one, getting in the lane, getting a stick in the lane, and then right there.
Charging right up the middle. Here comes Brennan. Trying to backhand one, and it ends up in the trapper of Gonzalez.
So both teams looks like they're trading shots now. getting some good scoring chances here about almost midway through the first period.
So a face-off on the left side of the zone from the Maryville perspective. Brennan digs in, wins it back. Furbett slaps it towards goal. That was denied. O'Leary with a chance. Almost snuck it underneath the elbow, but Gonzalez was able to pin it down. So we'll do the same thing just from the near wing now. Saints initially won the draw, but don't come up with possession. Cogswell skates over on the far side, shoots it towards goal, and Cadrain says, "I'll take that." Shot totals starting to climb up a little bit here for both teams. Not quite halfway through, and we've got 14 total shots on goal. Quick shot blocked. Now from the angle, that's off the side of the cage. Cadrain may have got a piece. Centering pass from Oliver, and another scramble. And it's a little testy in front there, as there was a little bit of a whack. A lot more stoppages here in this first period than we had yesterday, as that first period went by pretty quick.
Yeah, it was very free-flowing. The pace was good.
Back through center, hammered in by Smith. Gerwitz is there looking for Callhammer. Just missed her on the right side. They wave off icing, though. Hennig sends it over to the far wing. Talabai tried to get it out, does so, but not very far. Farrell was crisscrossed. Here's Poisson. She'll put one towards goal, and there's a toe save. LeBaire got it up towards the line, but again, Maryville just kind of hemming them in. A bouncer does escape the zone, but Maryville will take control. Quick pass off the near boards, out of the reach of everybody. And there's knee-on-knee contact, and Maryville's going to go into the box.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate penalty. Not one that you obviously intend. I'm sure all the players will say that none of the penalties they take are intentional. But that's just playing hard and trying to get to that puck. It did create a turnover. However, Maryville will be on the kill for 2 minutes.
Yeah, positionally, I mean, you really can't do anything about that.
Right.
They were both skating towards the same area, and just each trail leg was kind of in the same vicinity. As we get a shot deflected in, Cadrain with a sprawling save, and she's able to dive over to get the rebound as well.
Wow, what a stop. Excellent stop right in front, too. Able to push off that right leg and get over to that left post and make the stop.
It was almost 1-0 Miami, 7 seconds into the power play. Instead, the Saints able to win the draw and send it the length of the ice. Lasconis will drop it off. Oliver heads up. Almost a little bit of a pick play there, but no contact. Oliver drops it back. Lasconis with a slapper. Easy save as Cadrain saw it all the way. Now the centermen for both of these teams are getting a workout. A lot of face-offs.
Lots of face-offs.
10-12 to go in the period. Saints win another one, but tied up just enough so they cannot clear. They find Jones on the far circle. She backhands one to Benjamin. Looking back for Jones as it went off the boards. O'Leary played it over to the Dashers, but just out of her reach, so it'll stay in. Here's Jones. Benjamin back at the blue line. Jones on the far wing. Shot on, deflected. Over into the near corners. It bounces away from Hennig. Benjamin from just left of center. Glove down by Dawson. Ultimately covered up by Cadrain, though.
Miami had a few risky passes in that last sequence. O'Leary doing a good job showing pressure. Just couldn't quite get the stick on it to get the puck out of the zone. but they get the save and they get a whistle.
Lasconis tried to drag it into the slot. That played right into the hands of McGowan, who was able to clear. With speed on the left, Cogswell. Denied by Callhammer, and she'll send it down. Saints going to keep out their current quartet of penalty killers. 30 seconds left in the power play. Cogswell scoops one up towards the blue line. That will come in the zone, but not under possession. Gerwitz is on it, spins towards the corner as she kicks at it. Never got it away from her skates, though. Centering pass blocked by McGowan. Loose in front. Lasconis gets it up high. Blocker save on the long shot. McGowan gets it a little cleaner this time. Still cannot clear as there were 3 Redhawks around her. Backhand chance goes wide. From the half wall, Cogswell skates into the circle. And now we're back to 5-on-5. Lasconis from the left point. Dusts it off a few times. Hands it off to Talabai. She'll backhand it up. In between the wickets as LeBert got it too close to the body. LeBert still on it. Gerwitz steps up, plays it up the wall. Brennan trying to get it out, still can't. Saints have some tired legs. They want to get it out of the zone. They're trying to do a piecemeal line change as they have possession. Up the boards. And Cooper's dispossessed. Didn't know the pressure was coming from behind, and now the Saints clear. Good touch on that puck to avoid an icing call. That allows some fresh players out on the ice. Gerwitz spikes it back towards center. Stick was in there, and the only arm up in the air is that of the linesman for an offside call.
Nice penalty kill for the Saints. Get some momentum off that kill right there and get some offensive zone chances themselves.
Dawson sends it up, and here comes O'Brien. O'Leary driving into the middle, but O'Brien forgot about the puck. O'Leary catches up to it in the corner. There's a few defensive sticks in the vicinity. A trickler in behind the net. Cogswell knifing through is Smith. Brennan was able to thwart that attack. Martinez sends it in. Delayed offsides. Doesn't matter as the Saints will get it in the offensive zone. Here's Dawson looking for a centering pass. Rutherford with a backhand chance. That's cleared away. Smith gains the center line and then just taps it around. She's going to try to chase it down herself. Furbett was just a step too quick. Poisson sends it up the wall. Not too much direction, though. A bouncer in behind the Saints net. Callhammer took the position instead of the puck. Farrell with the shot. That pinballed around a couple times. Ends up over in the far corner. Somebody lost a twig. I believe that's Sophie Smith. She went down to her stomach to try to get it. Dangerous with all those skates there. Dawson flings it around. Poisson is along the half wall. Still cannot chip it out. Shot block, so Smith will not get credit for that. Benjamin pinches in, keeping it alive for the Redhawks as they're starting to build some pressure here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Saints just have to clear it out as they're trying to get some fresh legs. Coming right back in. And a good defensive play by Furbett to deny space. Set right back in. Jones is denied. Cadrain is there. The net is toppled over. And finally they'll blow it dead. Somehow that stayed on the moorings even though it was just about 45 degrees.
Lots of scrambles so far in front of the net today, right in front of Cadrain. She's doing a great job at staying with the puck and making sure that she's making those stops when she needs to. I do think this game is going to come down to the transition game. We'll see a lot in the second period with the line changes if any of these teams can capitalize, but so far we're seeing a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone that are going the opposite direction.
Redhawks trying to get it out. It was banged off the far side wall and ends up rolling out of play. Clock stops with 5:44 to go here in the period. Well, favors Maryville, though, as they've been pretty good in the circle, and they have an offensive zone face-off. Morris is in on the dot. But charging in from the wing was Lasconis, and she's able to clear it out. Feely flops it up the wall. Lasconis can't clear as the Saints are good along the dashers. A scrum for it. They're kicking, they're jabbing. Miami comes away with it momentarily. Knocked down by Brooks to the point. Held in is Toole. Toole is normally a forward, but playing defense here today as a couple of those scratches were along the blue line. Held in nicely by Gerwitz as she flips one over off the glass.
That was a really good keep.
Toole will send one towards goal, and that floats harmlessly wide. Morris on it along the near wall. Gives it off to O'Brien. She reverses. Centering pass off the defender's skate. Now O'Brien sends one towards goal, and that one goes up and over. May have tinked off of something in front. Lasconis has it. Saints trying to lift her stick. Stepping up was Toole. Saints will keep it in. Long shot doesn't trouble Gonzalez, but she will hold on. So a solid run of play by the Maryville Saints to swing the pendulum back the other way after it seemed like the Redhawks were starting to dig their claws in a little bit.
Yeah, and yesterday I was talking about the defense pinching in. Sometimes they were getting caught. That was an excellent job on that far side to keep the play alive, pinching in, getting pucks in deep, and sealing the wall. It was a great job, and it led to a couple opportunities for the Saints.
Now centering pass was cut out as Oliver came back to get a stick down. She scoops one out. Brennan got a little bit twisted around, and the puck just skittered away. Here's O'Leary. She skates it right up just to the top of that Maryville M. To the left circle and on around. Backhanded out in front. And a quick shot in. Gonzalez was well positioned. Held in by Dawson at the left point. Fakes the slapper. Down low. Saints are trying another line change in the offensive zone. Kallhammer was quickly off the bench. Here comes Poisson. She'll get there first. In behind the net, but picked up by Martinez. And the Redhawks are able to clear. Gerwitz comes up on the right wing. She'll take a wrister, and that's blocked and wide. Cogswell got a stick on it. Poisson tried to center. That one denied as well. Gerwitz all the way up towards the end line from her normal blue line position. McGowan flops it over to the far corner, picked up by Martinez. Ultimately filtered out. Now numbers favor the Redhawks. Here's Jones to the forehand. Shot was blocked. Out in front. Good poke check by Cadrain. Otherwise, LeBert was in. Under 3 minutes to go in the period. LeBert has it taken away as Morris had her stick lifted. Poisson flips one out to center. Benjamin returns the favors. It's in behind the goal again. High off the glass. Saints will clear it down, but it's going to result in an icing call with 2:35 to go in the period.
An odd man rush. Maryville defense doing a great job at eliminating those opportunities for Miami of Ohio, whether it was the one-on-one or that two-on-one, just getting a body in front, getting a stick in the lane, and not allowing that puck to make its way through to the net.
Gerwitz slams on the brakes and slipped around Schuler. Slams one hard off the glass, but it doesn't get out of the zone. McGowan with the second attempt. This one will leave. Now it's a 2-on-2 attack. Here comes Cooper. She'll glide to the left, drops it off. Brooks on it. Stick handles around Cooper with a backhand chance, and it slipped away. She had an opening just past the pad, and the puck trickled off the toe of her stick. Furbett sends it wide of goal. Brennan trying to get position. Bodies up Schuler. Out to center, Lasconis battles, and O'Leary wins it. She's able to slug it around. Dawson steps up, gets the body along the wall because his stick missed the puck. Lasconis clears it out. muscles in for position. Good stick handling move here from Smith. Shot on, blockered away. Rebound chance denied by the defense. 1:20 to go in the period. Now the Saints try to push forward. They look up with the gut, and it was a little too far behind O'Brien. No icing, though. O'Leary steps up, gets a piece of the puck. She's taken down. Referee says incidental. Martinez fires on around. That's a little too high and escapes the rink.
Surprised that was not an icing. I didn't think it touched anybody on the way through to the goal line, but
didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
I guess the only argument they could say is the defender had an opportunity to play it and chose not to. Carried on around, but taken away from Poisson. Held in from the point, coming up to the half wall. Rutherford digs in. Not too much time left. Under 45 seconds. Callhammer with a long shot. That's off a body and wide. Callhammer gets it again, this time on the near circle, but way too many Redhawks sticks. Slow roller right along the end wall. Poisson comes over. Rutherford gives it back. Poisson on the forehand. She centered it, but nobody was there in black. Gerwitz with a shot. That might have gone off of her teammate. Callhammer spun around. Here's Poisson at the side of the net. And again, just harmlessly through the top of the crease. Tapped out with 10 seconds left. You would think that's just about it, but never want to speak too soon. Now Gerwitz takes an eye on the clock, and she'll just kill it off. So no score through one period, although it was a pretty entertaining first 20 minutes. And I think Maryville's got to feel pretty happy with their efforts.
Yeah, very similar to last night's game. Low scoring. We'll see if the scoring picks up here in the second frame.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have your intermission report. Don't go anywhere. This is Maryville Saints Hockey on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSC, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSC, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSC, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Frederick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Frederick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
This is the letter I've been telling you about. This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th-round draft pick, storied away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that youth, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
Think about your dreams, man.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Hogan Trucking, comprehensive transportation, straightforward solutions.
And welcome back to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. 0-0 after 20 minutes of play as we bring you the Hogan Trucking Intermission Report. Todd Panula alongside Andrew Marsh. Marshy, we talked about it kind of right before the break. A pretty good first period, but no goals scored from either team, despite the shots being overall pretty even, 14-13 in favor of Maryville. You still felt like Maryville kind of had the better of the chances.
Yeah, I agree. I think both teams, they had their chances at certain points of the game. You saw that there was a lot of back and forth. Maryville, they started off with a ton of chances, and then Miami started to get their chances as well. Gaudrain did a great job at shutting the door there in the first period, and then towards the back half of that first period, you saw Maryville starting to pick it up a little bit. They did take a penalty, so they lost a little bit of that offensive momentum, but they got it back as the period went along. And they've been getting pucks to the net, funneling pucks to the net, but Maya Gonzalez is doing a great job. Like we saw last night, she's a good goaltender, and it's going to be a tough one tonight to try and get one past her.
Now, if you're Coach Tommy Lang, something that we talked about off air is right now it seems like Maryville continually looking to the glove side.
Yeah.
They haven't beaten Gonzalez, so maybe you need to change that up.
Yeah, I've noticed that. They keep shooting glove side. And, of course, you want to shoot, when you have those angles, you want to shoot where the angles are. But Gonzalez has shown that her glove side is fairly good. And so maybe keep those low to the stick side. And, either way, when you get your opportunity, you just want to score. So, like I said, whatever the angle is right, you want to shoot right there. And Maryville, they had their chances. A couple, breakaway opportunities, and just couldn't put it home. So I think if they continue doing what they're doing right now, eventually they'll find the back of the net.
So one thing that you said that I completely agree with is this game has a feeling that it's going to come down to a mistake.
Yeah.
So if you're the Saints, how do you kind of manage that? Because you don't want to play not to make a mistake.
I think they need to be very disciplined with, obviously you don't want to go on the penalty kill again. We saw Miami, they were moving the puck around. They had their opportunities. When Maryville was on the power play, they didn't really, get anything going offensively. They didn't really set anything up like they would want. And then, of course, mind the changes here in the second period. You get the long change. So one bad line change could lead to an odd man rush, and the puck could end up in the back of your net. So just mind the changes. And, just be simple with the puck coming out of your own zone, especially in the neutral zone. Try not to turn things over and make it too drastic.
So we'll see if anybody gets on the board in the second 20 minutes of play. It was 0-0 after the first 20 minutes. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop on the second period right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time.
For two.
From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, every treat you right you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33?
Clowns up, old man.
Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
And we're underway in the second period as the Saints look to try to get on the board for the first time this weekend. 0-0 after one period of play. We'll see if one of these teams can crack it, and quickly off the bat they do. It's the Miami Redhawks. It bounced somewhat off the glove of Cadrain, who had lost her stick. She's looking around. She was hoping to get bailed out perhaps by an interference, but none to be had. And it is Stephanie Smith to bang in that loose puck that was just sitting right there in the crease. And that makes it 1-0 in favor of Miami, 19 seconds into the second.
Yeah, just an unfortunate bounce and an unfortunate start for the Saints.
So we wondered who'd get the first goal, and for the second game in a row, it is the Redhawks. Took them a little bit longer here this afternoon, but they're still on the board first. You have to wonder if the Saints, perhaps with Gonzalez in their head, she's played 4 periods of hockey over the last 2 days and made 50 saves. McGowan couldn't clear. Redhawks had numbers. A spin shot. Ooh, that just went wide by a few inches along the far post. Passan got a piece of that one, but it deflects out of play. Should put the face-off in the neutral zone.
Yeah, a couple sluggish starts so far here, or just a sluggish start here in the second period for Maryville. And Miami, another scoring opportunity with that odd man rush.
Referee having a discussion with his linesman. Not really sure what it could be about. 1:05 gone here in the period. Again, Smith with the goal for Miami. 19 seconds in. Saints couldn't corral the puck as Furbett couldn't get it along the wall. Quick shot, tapped just wide by Schuler. She had Cadrain going the opposite way, so she tried to tap it back towards the blocker side and tapped it a little too much. Saints trying to get something going here, as you mentioned, Marshy. They're looking a little sluggish out of the gates in the second period. Slapped down the ice, but credit to the Redhawks as they have come out and found a second gear. At its center, it's Martinez. Backhands it up the wall. Intercepted momentarily by Morris. Now she's got Cooper in the middle. Here's Cooper, the blocker, and she scores! It looked like Gonzalez had that blocker positioned well. Instead, Cooper just lifted it over, and we've got a tie game.
Yeah, great heads-up awareness, staying with the puck on the blue line, creating that 2-on-1. Then it led to a 2-on-0. And what a momentum swing for the Maryville Saints. We just mentioned somewhat of a sluggish start here in the second period, but a great response by these women.
So a fantastic, well-placed shot by Addison Cooper. Ties things up. She gets the goal at 150. O'Brien trying to give it over to O'Leary. She's looking out in front. She tries to spin and stuff instead, and Gonzalez was well placed.
Notice that goal coming from the blocker side of Gonzalez. She was unable to go from left to right.
Even when she was down, it seemed like Gonzalez still took up a lot of the net.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Cooper managing to get just enough underneath it. Didn't want to scoop it up too high. Gerwitz is on it from her own goal line. Poisson with space along the left wing. Stick handles around one defenseman, hands it off, and now here's Rutherford. She's upended, goes hard into the boards. Referee blows it down. I don't believe there's any penalty. I think they were just worried about the safety of Rutherford. So face-off will stay inside the zone with 17:40 to go in the period.
And now you're seeing that push from Maryville. They have the momentum right now.
Spin shot from Brooks. Ends up on the stick of Benjamin. She tries to reverse it. Intercepted by Morris. Backhander almost caught Gonzalez unaware. She had no idea that was coming until it hit her right pad. Fortunately for her, it came right back out in front and she was able to cover.
And nothing wrong with throwing pucks towards the net, even if it bounces off a few skates and manages to find its way on net.
Yeah, that's a prime example of why you just put it in on target.
Exactly.
17:20 to go here in the middle frame. A little bump dislodges the puck. Dawson chips it down. Brooks tried to continue it on. McBain was able to get it back for Maryville. Knocked down just barely with not a high stick. Again, a tussle in behind the net. Coming away with it is Lasconas. A little fluttering puck off the near boards. Held in by Dawson. Brooks is there as well. Weakly backhanded over here to the near side. Schuler had it taken away. Cogswell was spun around, and Lasconas will dump it in. Schuler is just a step too slow. Dawson tried to play it off the boards. Cogswell spotted it. Gonzalez had her arm up in the air. We saw something similar in the men's game yesterday where they thought it was an icing and it wasn't even close. From the near side, O'Leary picks it off the wall. Tries to drag it back to the corner for O'Brien. Lasconas says, I'll take it. She's sandwiched in between two Maryville players. O'Leary from the angle. She scores! Don't know how it snuck in, but it did. And it's 2-1 in favor of the Saints.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Maya Gonzalez was even pressed up against the post. It seemed like she came off the post. I don't think she thought that O'Leary was going to shoot that puck because it was from such a weird angle, and there were some players out front waiting for a pass. But she takes the shot, and it went behind Gonzalez and in the back of the net. And just like that, Todd, 2 quick goals after giving up a goal early in the second period. So what a response from the Saints.
So we wondered whether or not Gonzalez was in their head. Well, she's not any longer, as they've beaten her twice here in the second period alone. O'Leary scores at 3:58. Trying to get back on the forward side of things is Natalie Farrell. She'll flip one towards goal. That's sticked away as Cadrain gets her first action here in the period. Another stick save as she turns that one to the right-hand side. Glove down by Benjamin. Jones hops into the play as well, but that was a glove off the glove, and thus a hand pass.
And both of those goals coming to the blocker side, so it looks like Maryville is staying away from that glove. And you can see Maya Gonzalez. Well, I guess you can't from our camera angle right now, but from what we're looking at, she's been pressed up against that near side post as she knows that she wasn't playing, she didn't have the right angle on that last one.
Yeah, definitely based on the way she looked pressing her body against that post. There was a lot more space on that shot, so don't know if she was cheating or just not positioned correctly, but whatever the case, it benefits the Maryville Saints as O'Leary gets her first of the game. Brooks flips one towards Cooper. Brooks again, backhanded, off the defender. Brooks gets it back. Now to Gerwitz straight away. That one off a couple bodies and wide. Trickler up towards the blue line, and now the Redhawks are out. Skating in is Sophia Talabai. She'll slow it up. Centering pass, now it's up in front, and Cadrain makes the stop on LeBaire.
Yeah, Cadrain's looks solid today as well. We talk a lot about Maya Gonzalez playing good in net, but Cadrain has been excellent today. Of course, a little unlucky in early in the second period, but so far she has made the stops when she's needed to.
Intercepted on the way out. Now quick shot, right pad save made, rebound, score! Caitlin Schwartzer was able to find it on the second opportunity and beats Cadrain to tie it up 2-2.
Well, now I spoke too soon. I feel like I may have jinxed it, Todd. But that was a second look and no one to cover in front. And when you get a second opportunity right in the low slot, most of the time you're going to end up putting it in the back of the net.
Well, we know everybody at home blames the announcers anyway, so.
Well, yeah, I'll take the blame on that one.
As long as you can own up to it.
No, right when that went in, I was like, you have to be kidding me, in my head.
The Redhawks get it back into the offensive zone, but it just kind of fluttered there, and Saints were able to get it out. Rutherford goes down, and she's going to draw a penalty. So a tripping call will go against Stephanie Smith. She's the one that opened the scoring now for Miami. We'll see if the Saints can regain the lead on the power play. Saints win the draw. Poisson taps it back. Gerwitz walks the line. Rutherford here on the near wing. Stick handles and then gives it back to Gerwitz. Poisson the far circle. Gerwitz straight away. Looking for Rutherford. She has to reach to get it. Cross ice for Poisson, and then the stick broke on the one-timer. Gerwitz coming over. Rutherford runs a little bit of interference, and she needed to try to play that puck because the referee's going to send her to the box.
Yeah, just trying to get position there.
You like the idea of trying to wall the player off so that it can go back to Gerwitz at the point, but I think she needed to at least kind of get the stick on the ice and maybe try to reach for it.
Yeah, that's a penalty every time. No, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Yeah, 5 minute, and that's unfortunate because a few seconds earlier you had a wide open look for Sydney Poisson, and her twig breaks, which leads to that last sequence. And that's hockey, though. That happens. But it's how you respond to what just transpired. So now it's a 4-on-4 for minute 36. So no, it's not a 5-minute penalty. Just 2 minutes.
I was going to say that it seemed a bit harsh for that hit, but we've seen strange things from ACHA officiating, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, we have.
But it is a 4-on-4 for, as you mentioned, a minute 36, a little bit less now. But it'll be a much shorter Miami power play once that time elapses. Saints trying to still get up on top with it 4-on-4. Holding it in at the line is Gurwitz. He sends one towards goal. A deflection and a left toe save by Gonzalez.
Emma Gurwitz is letting it rip from the point, and I'm not sure if Gonzalez has seen any of those shots. That first shot a few shifts ago went just wide, but I don't think she could see it. So Maryville's doing a good job of getting players in front.
Saints try to wrap it around the wall. Miami looks to clear. Good hold in, though, by Toole. Brooks off the wall. She's got somebody in front. She's going to take it to goal herself. Gonzalez denies. Toole will hold it, and now we've got a scuffle in front of the goal. Referee's pointing out towards the neutral zone. I don't believe there's been a penalty handed out, but looks like the face-off will come out of the zone one way or the other.
I like that play to hold on to that puck because the goalie and Maya Gonzalez, she's thinking, last time I saw a 2-on-1, they went to the far side. They end up scoring. You hold on to that puck, you create a little deception, but Maya Gonzalez challenged and made a good stop.
A good move by Morris from the slot. Score! At the top hash mark, she absolutely whistles one past the blocker's side. It tinked off the post, and it's 3-2.
We talked about it in the intermission report, Todd, that turnovers inside the neutral zone would end up costing a team. We didn't say which team it was, but it could be both. And right now, Miami is on the bad side of that. That was a costly turnover, but a heads-up play by the Saints to get a scoring chance and deliver.
Kyla Morris regains the lead for the Saints at 7:41. It's an even strength goal, although it was at 4-on-4. Gurwitz gets it off the skates of Cooper. That turns it over. But a good recovery by Gurwitz as she was able to deny the shot of Talabai. Now Jones with a shot. That's off the blocker. Actually, no, it's stuck inside the blocker, so we'll get a stoppage with 11:49 to go. Redhawks with the power play. Sorry, Marshy.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, we expected this series to have quite a bit of goal scoring in it with the two offenses, and we didn't really get that last night. Just a 2-0 game and no scoring for Maryville, but today has been just a completely different story.
Benjamin puts it in behind Jones, the intended target. It still found a familiar face in Laura LeBaire on the far wing. Saints are able to clear it down, and that will do it. And they'll actually have an offensive zone face-off as that one kind of rolled on the blocker of Gonzalez. 11:27 to go here in the middle frame. All the goals have come here in the second period. Smith and Schwartzer, for Miami. Cooper, O'Leary, and Morris for the Saints. Now Smith, fresh out of the box, is able to slip it around Dawson, but Furbett will get there first. Apparently no deflection, so it will be an icing call. Not too much time ticked off the clock. 11:14 to go here in the period. Down to one knee. Rutherford is bumped down to the ice. Redhawks trying to jab it up the wall. Poisson holds it in. Hallhammer trying to get a stick to it. Dawson couldn't pinch that against the boards. Smith comes into the zone looking for Farrell in the middle, but too hot to handle. Ferbert through the body. Couldn't get control of the puck. Farrell with a centering pass, and then that's scooped through the crease. Reverse pass finds Dawson here on the near wing. She sends one way up into the air as it went off of a stick. Rutherford gloved it down, but was dispossessed from behind. Now skating in, a shot up to the glove hand side from Schwartzer. She was looking for her second. It comes up empty. O'Leary centers, nobody home on the far wing. O'Leary again running out of space. Kerwitz holds the blue line, wraps it around. O'Leary chases, Martinez is there as well. O'Leary's got the skate there, Martinez with the stick, and she comes out. Lasconis from the near wing, trying to drive it around. Kerwitz well positioned, and just a little bit stronger on that particular play. Toole has her stick lifted and then takes her opponent into the wall, and that's going to lead to another Miami power play.
I understand why they have to call it, but I think it was a fringe call right there, Todd.
We talked a little bit about that yesterday, to where they've loosened it up to where there's a little more contact allowed. But to a certain degree, I almost think that makes it even harder to tell what really should be a penalty and what isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the Redhawks with their third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2. Jones tries to flip one in from the short angle. Benjamin straightaway point. Near side Jones on the circle.
Good
Shot
block.
in. That's a block by McGowan. She comes back, kicks it, puts it on the stick, and then hands it over. She's still in good position. Here's Benjamin straight away. Jones sends one towards goal. Pad save made. It's loose along the near side. LeBerg goes down to her knees. Gerwitz just ties it up. 1:15 left in the power play. Benjamin with a long shot. That's blockered away. Kind of knuckled it a little bit as Cadrain tried to find the track on it. Jones looking to get it back from LeBerg. It's loose in front. Cadrain may have got a piece of it. LeBerg again, this time from the near circle. Down low to Jones as they've switched places. They do so again. Benjamin to Jones from the dot, right into that M on the chest of Caitlin Cadrain.
Couple good blocks there for the Saints. Miami of Ohio doing a great job moving the puck around as well. So a nice penalty, or nice power play for the Redhawks, and a good job by Maryville as well on the kill.
Saints will change up their penalty killers. Puck loose along the edge of the circle, and it's held in along the line. Here's Oliver from the half wall. Slap shot in, glove save made. Came a little bit through traffic, so Cadrain saw it safely into the glove. Coach Lang was hollering about something. Didn't seem to be directed at the officials. Cogswell from the short angle. Cadrain had herself pinned against the post, though. Oliver along the near half wall. Straightaway point, Lasconis. Oliver again had it go under the stick. Lasconis at the blue line, cross ice. They find Cogswell. She skates to the edge of the circle, took a shot. That was knocked down. Cogswell outside the circle. She'll take a slapper this time. That ricochets off the end wall. Oliver leaves it for Lasconis as she drives towards the net. Again, from the angle, that's turned away by Cadrain's stick. 1 second, now we're back to even strength. Toole goes to the bench. Brennan comes out. Finally, all 5 players are in the zone for Maryville. Long shot. That one knocked off a stick in front and goes wide on the near side. Stepping up is Simeone. She's able to get it over to Lasconis in the corner. Centering pass and another good block by the Maryville defense. Pass too far behind Callhammer. She'll skate off. Cogswell up through the middle. Brought in by Schwartzer. On her backhand. Find somebody out in front. Now they scramble for it. It's loose at the top of the crease, and finally Gerwitz guides it into the glove of her goaltender.
Good kill by the Saints. The Redhawks were moving the puck around, Todd. They had some really good looks there, some really nice shots. Codrain did a good job fighting off the screens in front on some of those, and good blocks as well. So overall, that was just some good hockey on both sides of the ice. And if you're Miami of Ohio, that's something you can look towards later in this game, trying to build some momentum off their power play. So let's see if Maryville can counter and do the same from the penalty kill.
6:45 left in the period. Saints lead by 1. Redhawks trying to get out of their own zone. A good hold in by McGowan. O'Leary kicks it, skate to stick, to the backhand. Avoids the poke check. Puck evaded her at the last moment. Simeone plays it up the wall. That's going to be a little too far, so it's an icing call. To your point, Marshy, that was well defended by Maryville on that penalty kill. I guess the only negative that you could say is that they were kind of hemmed in the zone for the entire time. They didn't get very many clearances, so that's going to take something out of legs. A roller in behind the net. Saints corral it. Back to the corner for O'Leary. At the point, shot from Gerwitz. That skitters wide. Gonzalez was down, but nobody from Maryville was in any kind of shooting position. Third opportunity for the Redhawks. They cleared out, went off a stick. Wasn't going to cross all the lines anyway, but it wasn't an icing one way or the other. Here's Dawson from the near wing. Crosses the blue line on the attack. Has an option to drop it if she wants to. She's hauled down. No penalty coming up. They dig in along the corner boards. Brooks is there, as is Hennig. McBain trying to get it back onto the forehand. She's surrounded by 2 defenders. Centering pass. Might have gone off the paddle. Hennig was there as well. Saints come away with it out of the corner. Brooks takes it right back into traffic. Spinning. Trying to get it back to the point. Dawson, slap shot coming. That whistles past everybody. Good step up by Furbett to avoid an odd man rush the other way. Morris slides it along the wall. Back out towards the point, and another good recovery by Gerwitz. This one will cross all 3 lines, and that does result in an icing call. So the fresh legs will favor Maryville.
And that's all because you step up at the blue line, you keep that puck in, you create more offense, and it leads to the Redhawks making a mistake of their own and having to stay out there while Maryville gets some fresh legs out on the ice.
Saints win the draw. Gerwitz taps it down low. It's below the goal line. Poisson trying to spin and stuff. Nothing there on the wrap attempt. Poisson setting up in Gretzky's office. Was bumped off the puck. Shot totals have gone quite a bit the other way as there's a blocker save. It's 31-22 in favor of Miami, but similarly to what we saw yesterday, shots don't really matter as long as the goal total favors you. Poisson carries all the way around. Almost got it poked away. Gerwitz has it. Poisson to the forehand. She'll take a shot to the blocker. That one fluttered in, so it was a slightly easier save than it would have been otherwise. 4 minutes left in the second. Redhawks finally able to get partial change. Here's Toole on the interception from the far circle, trying to avoid the contact. Looking down low for Brennan. O'Brien. O'Leary is hauled down. That's going to lead to a penalty as Gonzalez covers it up with 3:44 to go in the period.
And you have tired legs out there. You're going to end up you're going to taking a penalty. And heads up by Emma Gerwitz to corral that puck inside the neutral zone and just send it right back in. Maryville was changing. They could get some fresh legs out. Miami of Ohio, they couldn't get everybody out. They couldn't have a wholesale change. because the puck went right back into their zone, and then they turn it over. Maryville goes back to work. They create an offensive scoring opportunity, which leads to a power play.
So the tripping goes against Emma Hennig. Saints on their third power play of the game. They were 0 for 3 yesterday. We'll see if they can break that deadlock and get a fourth goal here this afternoon. Rutherford couldn't quite get control of it, and then it was just over the fingertips of Gerwitz out to center. Now Lasconis taps it into the offensive end, but Gerwitz once again showing her leadership skills and figuring that play out. Lasconis again on the forecheck, getting a piece of it. That's going to give it to Jones, but she shoots wide and behind the goal. Now Rutherford picking up the speed from the right wing. Cross ice, comes near side for Poisson. Outside the circle, out of the behind the net. Poisson back to Dawson. She has to walk the line to catch up to it. Gets it back again. Wrister, that's high. Knocked down, though. 1:04 left in the power play. 2:45 in the period. O'Leary trying to get position. Brooks came over. That slipped too far away, and that's going to lead to a 2-on-1 the other way. Brought in by Cogswell. Stick save made. Interesting to go for the shot there instead of the cross-ice pass. Brought back in by Poisson for Maryville. Backhanded through the top of the crease. She had Kallhammer there, but the stick wasn't quite in the right spot. Here's Morris looking for number 2 for her. Through the wickets of Toole. And that's off the skate and out to center. Morris is back with 17 seconds left in the man advantage. Saints will bring it in. Morris on her off wing to the forehand outside the circle. Drops it off to Kallhammer. They exchange places. From the corner, a little too slow developing that play. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Brooks sandwiched to the wall by Lasconis. The two number 73s collide. That had eyes and got through, but Gonzalez had the 5-hole closed. 1:33 left in the middle frame. 3-2 is your score.
Yeah, Maryville, I mentioned it after that initial power play from Miami of Ohio. I said either the Redhawks are going to gain momentum from this, trying to build upon what they kind of established on that power play, or Maryville was going to establish some momentum off that kill. And it's been all Maryville here in the later half of the second period.
Glove save on the long shot from McGowan. That stops the clock with 1:12 to go in the period. Saints win another draw. A bit of a roller, chopped in behind the net. Redhawks cannot clear. McBain coming over in support. Gets a stick to it, tried to shuffleboard it along the wall. Brennan back in her own zone. Pressure coming from Talabai. A bouncer just underneath the stick of Cooper. Slips past McGowan, but Gerwitz is there to clean up the spilled milk. Gerwitz heads up the near wing. Dangerous pass, though, as Feely was cutting in. Saints take advantage of a little bit of space. Here's Brennan, deflected up and over, but it stays in the rink. 25 seconds remain. Here comes Farrell. She's in along with Smith. Farrell takes the shot. Rebound is loose. Farrell with a second opportunity. Gerwitz got to stick to it. Hacking and whacking as it's loose along the far boards. 10 seconds left in the second. Poisson gets it at the top of the zone. Sends it off the wall. Does she have enough time for a break in? She gets a little bit of space and then had just enough contact on her skates to disrupt all of that. But nevertheless, the Saints will head to the locker room with a 1-goal lead. 5 goals were scored in that period, and Maryville with the last of them.
Yeah, very exciting second period, especially if you like offense. I'm sure we'll see a little bit more here in the third period, hopefully. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about the second, though, coming up next.
Your intermission report is on the other side of this break right here. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33?
Time's up, old man.
Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Arco Construction, the design and build people.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we're in the Arco Construction Intermission Report. 3-2 is your score with all the goals coming there in the second period. It was quite the turnaround, Marcy, and you had to figure eventually that dam was going to break, and we saw all those goals come all in one.
Yeah, we were looking forward to seeing some offense in this series. Of course, last night we only got 2 goals, and today we were wondering, hey, are the goals going to fall? Are they going to fall? We talked about staying away from that glove side of Maya Gonzalez, and that's exactly what Maryville did. 3 goals for the Saints in this period, and so far so good. Let's see if they can keep it up and maintain that lead with 20 minutes left to play.
So it wasn't the best of starts for the Saints, as it seemed like things were going to go the way of the Miami Redhawks, as Stephanie Smith broke the ice, scoring just 19 seconds in. But it didn't take too long for Addison Cooper to tie things up, as the Saints got a goal at a minute 50.
Yeah, I love the response. That's what what you find out a lot about your team in the way that they respond to adversity, whether that's a goal, whether it's a penalty or whatnot. But you see that puck go in the back of the net, and if you're Maryville, you can get down in the dumps knowing that, hey, we still haven't scored. We haven't put one in the back of the net just yet, and they scored another one on us. However, they didn't let that get to them. They came back out, and they responded immediately, and then they kept building from there. We saw their game keep growing and growing as the period went on, and by the end of that second period, they were all over the Redhawks, to where if you looked at the scoreboard, you would be surprised that it was a 3-2 game.
So they must have been listening to us during the intermission, because we talked about
I highly doubt it.
You don't think? Well, anyway, we talked about maybe needing to go towards the blocker's side. Well, Cooper's goal came to the blocker's side. O'Leary scores at 3:58. That was to the blocker's side. And then Morris with the third goal of the contest for Maryville at 7:41. So all the goals coming in the first 10 minutes. But again, they switched things up.
Yeah.
Whether that was just through the flow of play or whether it was something they talked about, it still ended up working for them.
Yeah, when you switch things up, you get a little jump from your team, and you get a little spark. Sometimes that's why they bring in a new goalie or whatnot. But you look at some of the lines, you jumble up a little bit and see what you can get from your team. And this team responded today. They've responded to that, and they're doing a great job so far.
So can the Saints get an insurance goal, or will they have to try to hold up this 1-goal lead? We'll find out in the third period. We'll have the puck drop on the other side of this break. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
A lot of the times, students that are thinking about entering our program, they have a lot of questions. They've done their research. A lot of the questions that the students have are based upon outcomes. Where am I going to be 4 years from now if I decide to be in the Rawlings Sport Business Management program? Here, I'll show you. Here's where our alumni work now. We have students working in the athletic department at universities. We have students working for sports teams. We have students working for sports agencies, whether it be an abstract marketing, a Learfield Sports, an IMG. Those are a lot of the organizations that are hiring our students. And we do have a lot of our alumni who do work for sports teams, whether it be the Houston Rockets, the Kansas City Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues. Many of our students have worked for those agencies and continue to work for those types of organizations now.
We're back here, and we're underway in the third period. All the goals scored in the second period. We'll see if we continue the offensive outburst or if we get a goaltending duel to end this contest. Wasn't due to a lack of opportunity. In fact, there was a lot of shots just in that second period alone. 20 for the Miami Redhawks. But Caitlin Condrain turned aside 18 of those. 12 shots on goal for Maryville, and they scored on 3 of them. So Maya Gonzalez's statistics taking a little bit of a hit in that second period, but her team still only trails by a goal. O'Leary will skate up the near side, fans on the dump in. That allows Jones to try to dig in. Regathered by the Saints. Poisson flips one in on the backhand. Tries to chase it down, but there's 4 Redhawks around. That one slipped under the stick of everybody, and it benefits Maryville as it's an icing call 1 minute and 9 seconds into the period. Marshy, you talk about needing to capitalize. That's exactly what Maryville did in the second period. 3 goals on just 12 shots.
And those were clean shots, too. They didn't really have the need to get to the blue paint and bang one home. They just beat Maya Gonzalez straight up.
Good recovery from McGowan. She was able to track down Talabai on the zone entry. Saints have it. It was off the stick of a defender, though, as Poisson tried to connect with Kallhammer. Poisson goes to the bench as the Saints doing a partial change here. Jones's shot was blocked as Furbett came over. Benjamin holds it in. That's off the fingertips of Furbett. She gets it down on the stick this time. 2 minutes played here in the period as Brooks gets it up the wall, but not quite out. Jones was back checking to keep it in. Talibai here in the near corner. Backhands it up the wall, looking for LeBaire. She's in a tussle with Furbit. Furbit back to her skates after taking a little bit of a spill. Saints cleared out. Here's Brooks from the right wing, outside the circle and now to the top, in behind the net. Carries on around, looking for space. Shot into the glove hand side. It popped out of the trapper, but Gonzalez was quick to cover.
So now Maryville needs to shut it down defensively. And then strike when they have the opportunity to here in the O-zone.
To the left point, off the face-off. Saints tried to flip it up the wall. Miami was wise to the play. Brennan was looking for O'Leary on the near wing. Furbit steps up from the blue line. Gets it back up to center. O'Leary had it stolen. Schwartzer brings it across the line. And then the return pass was not quite where it needed to be. Schwartzer has it along the half wall. Tic-tac-toe they go, and one pass too many. Puck out to center. Brought right back in quickly by Feely. Backhanded into the middle, and that crossed up Simeone. Out to center, over the head of everybody. Furbit has got it from the goal line into the skates of O'Leary, and she'll send it around. Saints completing a line change. Poisson quickly into the zone, gives it off. Here's Rutherford. Back to Poisson. She tried to hammer one in from the tough angle. Here's Callhammer with a shot. That's blocked. Rebound chance into the glove. Clock stops with 16:25 to go here in the third. Saints holding on to a one-goal lead, but they don't seem content to just sit back and defend. Gerwitz wisely backed off. I've seen her pinch in several times here today, and that actually forced a mistake out of Natalie Farrell as we get an icing call.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even need to do too much. Just show a little bit of pressure, and the other team will make mistakes on their own.
Offensive zone draw to the left-hand side of the goaltender. Gerwitz knocked it down, but Callhammer was kind of in the way, so that made it tough for Maryville to get a good play off of that. Rutherford took a spill to the side of the net. Benjamin skates out. Just tosses one over here to the near side. Gerwitz steps up to it. That puck floating and fluttering all around. But the quality of the ice has been much kinder to both teams here this afternoon than it was yesterday evening, where it was bouncing around like crazy.
Yeah, the puck was just everywhere. And, of course, you know, the game was coming right after the men's game, and so the ice was choppy. Today you get a fresh shave of the ice. You don't have to worry about another game being played before yours. The ice does look smooth out there, and so far maybe that has been the difference in terms of offense here in this game.
Off the high glass, Jones brings it down, looks down low for Talibai. She was trying to flip one in front, had LeBaire there, but the pass never came through. Saints skated out from the left-hand side, gliding through towards the middle. McBain was dispossessed at the last moment, never got a shot off, plays it off the back of the cage. Out towards the point, McGowan was of two minds. She's able to hold it in along the line, but it's still right there along the blue paint. 5 players digging in, 3 for Maryville, and ultimately flopped out of the zone. Dawson gets it back up towards the line, and then it's hammered in. McBain and Brooks trying to put on the forecheck. Jones slips around it. Dawson steps up, takes the puck. Had to wait for her teammate to tag up. Now she's into the zone. Backhands it up and over the goal, and that didn't miss by much. Dawson slaps it into the far side corner and heads off for a change. Jones has it. Centering pass, a little too far behind her teammate, and that results in an icing call with 14:30 to go.
So far, so good for Maryville, not allowing the Redhawks to get any sustained pressure in their own zone. And the best way to do that is to keep the puck on the other end of the ice.
That shot crossed up Gonzalez. She's floundering around like a fish, and they put the shot right off her. She's still down, now on her stomach. Somebody's got it covered up. I assume it's the goaltender because there's no penalty shot coming up tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Colleen O'Leary had that near side open and put it right off the side of the cage as Gonzalez was looking for the puck. We've seen that a couple times today where the puck has just been loose right there in the crease and no one can put it away.
So a 4-player scrum in the far corner. Referee telling him to dig it out of there, otherwise he's going to stop it. Maryville gets it, shot from the angle off the right pad.
I like that shot. That was a great heads-up shot from a weird angle. We saw that in the second period, but Maya Gonzalez didn't even move. I mean, that one could have went right between the wickets and in the back of the net.
Chasing it down below the goal line is Hennig. A little lackadaisical along her own goal line, but gets away with it. Schwartzer tried to play it off the Dashers to herself, but Callhammer sealed that away. 6.5 gone here in the third period. Slap shot goes wide through the top of the crease. Gerwitz sends it up the wall. That's intercepted. Smith with space in the middle. She's got a teammate on the far wing. Shot in from Farrell. Didn't get through. Callhammer overskated. Saints have it along their own goal line. Toole up the wall, but again, taken by an unfriendly stick on the way through. All the shots thus far have been for Maryville. Redhawks have not hit the goaltender or the back of the net yet here in the third. Gerwitz had it kind of in between the wickets. That made that zone exit a little bit difficult. That's off the post. Rebound chance. Score! It cut back across the grain. Beat Cadrain to the right-hand side. Ricocheted back across. And the Redhawks found it on the backside to make it 3-3.
Yeah, that stretch pass, that's a heads-up move by jumping the gun, keeping that puck in, and the Redhawks take advantage. Thought we might get lucky there with that redirection that hit off the post, but unable to take care of that second effort, and the Redhawks have tied it up.
So Farrell will get credit for the goal to tie things up at 7:25 of the third period. It wasn't as though the Saints weren't looking for a goal anyway, but now they've got to put the foot on the gas pedal again. Furbit to Brooks. Taken back by Jones as she flips it in behind the goal. Cadrain struggles to find the handle, but does find Dawson. But suddenly the Redhawks have some life. They've got the last 2 shots on goal. Off the glass from Furbit. Lork was trying to see if that was going to roll long enough for icing, but it will not. Back the other way. That one's not far enough for icing either. Forechecking pressure. McGowan doesn't appreciate it. 11:35 to go here in the period. O'Leary from the near wall. Can't get it out of the zone, though. A lot of board battles here in this contest. McGowan scrapes it off the Dashers, bangs it off the wall again. Brennan up through the middle. She's dispossessed. Puck bouncing a lot, but that's more due to the frenetic play than the ice quality. O'Leary, nice move to get around one defender. Now she's got space in front. Tried another one, but this time Cogswell took her out of the play.
Yeah, that was a good defensive step up right there at the blue line by Cogswell.
They work around McGowan as Lasconis heads over to the far wing. Poke check, but Lasconis is able to hold on to it. She was just waiting for some support as Miami was in the midst of a change. Off the boards, and that's an awkward collision as Callhammer didn't expect that at all. Here's a shot from Farrell. McGowan with the block. Farrell heads down to the end wall. Gerwitz gets it. McGowan for Maryville. Centering pass, and that shot just wide. They're starting to look in towards that deep slot and connecting on some of these passes. Shot from the point, knocked down. Poisson guides it ahead with her glove. No hand pass here because she catches up to it and then overskated the puck.
Just a rolling puck right there. That's so unfortunate for Maryville.
Poisson will head off. Out comes McBain. She joins the play as Rutherford had it jabbed away along the boards. A bouncer negates any sort of icing call. 9:45 to go here in the period. Toole has it in her own zone. Picks up speed, avoids the poke. Skates over to the left from the edge of the circle. A little bit of a hook. Twig lost. Wraparound attempt is denied. Gerwitz will keep it in. McBain gets there along the far corner. Steps into the defender, left the puck. Brooks has it. Peels back towards the corner wall. She's surrounded by two defenders. That'll allow Miami to try to clear it. Morris gloves it down, holds it in, and then takes a spill. Blew a tire on the shot attempt. Morris takes a shoulder, gets the puck in deep though. Now she rides her opponent to the wall, and a shot in from McBain ends up right into the midsection of Gonzalez.
Yeah, way to stay with that puck. Feed one to the front of the net. Nice stop by Gonzalez. I think Miami was looking for a call right there in the corner.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised to see the referee's arm go up in the air, but letting them play a little bit here in the third period. Redhawks have it in their own zone. O'Brien and O'Leary trying to put on the pressure. Misguided pass comes all the way here to the near boards. Benjamin brings it in with O'Leary riding her along the wall. That's out in front, very dangerous. It popped way up into the air. Maryville's lost track of the puck. O'Leary comes back, trying to take it off the stick of Schwartzer. Comes to Benjamin at the point. Defender blocked it over to the far side. Ricochets over here to the near wall. Nobody but Maryville in the zone. They try to spring a counterattack. Numbers the other way. Miami in from the right-hand side. Cogswell's shot sticked away. Callhammer couldn't get it across the blue line on the first attempt. Now there's three Redhawks trying to hold it in on the zone. Finally, the linesman had enough of that, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone.
I think the tension's really high right here, Todd. You know, it just seems like every shot, you just don't know if it could go in or not as time's dwindling down.
A lot of threes on the board. 3-3 was your score when we took the face-off. There was 7:33 left in the contest.
Is that a sign?
Perhaps.
Maryville's going to get a power play.
Goaltender to the bench. Callhammer to the corner. Slows it up. And that allowed Miami to recover. They touch up the puck, and we'll have that penalty forthcoming with 7:19 to go here in the third.
Well, now this is a massive power play opportunity for Maryville. They need to capitalize right here. Take that momentum back. This game is crazy. The game of hockey is wonderful. At any moment, you could take momentum back from the other team, whether it's a goal, a hit, a penalty, or a power play, a penalty kill that's gone right. Right here, this is where they seal the deal. They can score.
3-3 your score. Maryville with the man advantage for another 145. Shot from O'Leary from the slot. That was prime scoring opportunity, but put it right into the body of the goaltender.
That's a good start to the power play 15 or so seconds in. A nice look. That's what you like to see.
Redhawks cleared off the draw, though. Under 7 to go in the period. It's Stephanie Smith in the sin bin on the body check call. Rutherford turning on the afterburners. Gets around everybody. Lays it into the corner. Picks it up. Carries behind the net. Drops it into the corner for Poisson. O'Brien, she's taken down from behind. A few shouts for another penalty from the Maryville faithful. They won't get that. Gerwitz to Poisson, back to Gerwitz, shot on, stick save, rebound to the far circle. Gerwitz twisted around but holds his own. Rutherford from the half wall, skates to the circle. Rutherford, the one-timer, denied by Gonzalez. O'Leary from behind the cage. Comes over to the right wing, hands it off to Poisson. Regathered by O'Brien. Loose in behind the net. Redhawks have it. Nobody on the far point, so that will go the length of the ice. 35 seconds left. The Smith penalty. Saints trying to show a little bit of urgency as they charge up the ice. Deflected puck lands on the stick of Brooks. Lasconis giving her some trouble. Good step up there, and then it's stolen back. Here comes Toole. She'll carry on around with a defender right on her. Strong on the puck, though. Cross ice. That may have taken a deflection off the body of Simeone, and it comes out. Back to 5-on-5. Tapped up the ice by Oliver.
Maryville's got to watch out. They had too many men on the ice.
That's a mental error. Nobody keeping track of who was supposed to come off. So after Miami kills one off, they're going to get their 4th power play of the contest. All the goals so far have been at even strength.
And we talked about those mistakes, whether they were taking penalties or line changes or just a turnover in the neutral zone. You hope that this one does not come to bite Maryville in the end.
So it's a bench minor. Kyla Morris drew the short straw. She has to serve it. 9 seconds tick off the penalty clock, so there's 1:51 left in the power play now. 4:49 left in the period, 3-3 game. LeBear's in on the face-off circle for the Redhawks. Wins it against O'Brien. Quickly they go to the far circle. Shot was blocked up towards the blue line, and it escapes the zone. Saints quickly back into their defensive position as the Redhawks set it up. To the point, Benjamin shot, deflected, off the pad. Good push back towards the far post by Cadrain, and she's able to smother it.
That's a massive save, able to push off that right foot, get to that back post, and make that rebound stop. Keeps it a 3-3 game. That's a massive save.
Still 90 seconds left on the power play. Everybody tied up right along that faceoff. That puck was just floating there. Dawson sends it right along the dashers. Good hold in along the far point by Cogswell. Talabai from the corner. Furbit trying to at least make her think about something. Cogswell from the far point. Near circle now to Oliver. Wristed on. That nibbles off the bottom of the blocker and wide. Shot in from Lasconis. That's knocked down. Furbit can't get too much mustard on it. Farrell from the wall. Exchanges places with Lasconis. Tapped around a few times, but still not on target. 45 seconds left in the power play. Oliver from the near wall. Gets it back from the point. Shot in. That one handcuffed the goaltender. Cadrain with a big save. There was space open along that near post, but they couldn't stuff it in. Under 30 to go in the power play. Oliver takes a soft pass. Leaves it for Cogswell at the point. Fresh off the bench is LeBaire. Into the middle. Too much traffic. Lasconis peels back. 10 seconds left in the power play. Lasconis steps into one. She was looking for a one-timer here on the near side, but she missed Talabai. Oliver, 2 seconds left. Lasconis from the circle. Diving at it was Rutherford. Now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dawson just taps one over to the far side. Jones was fresh off the bench. Missed the puck, though. Skating up are the Saints, avoiding the poke check. But it was enough to disrupt it. Brenny goes down low. O'Leary hits a rut in the ice. On the far side of the goal. Gonzalez was about to try to lunge after that one. It was taken away, and the Redhawks cleared out. Saints in on the forecheck after tagging up at the line. O'Leary takes it off the wall, away from the defender's stick, and then on the second attempt, Lasconis got a piece. 2 minutes left in the third. Saints complete a line changes. Cooper's fresh off the bench. She was trying to settle into the slot, but her teammates didn't have the puck. Long pass, knocked down by Toole. She had to get a piece of that one, otherwise they would have been off to the races the other way. Cooper comes all the way around. Gerwitz is calling for it. Instead, she looks to Morris in the middle, but the pass handcuffed her. Smith off the wall to herself. Gerwitz comes over with the jab. Morris takes it out of the scrum, give it away, and now we're going to get a penalty behind the play. Cross-checking is going to be the call.
So here you go, Todd. Maryville with a power play, and they'll have a power play the rest of the game.
So an ill-timed cross-checking call, although you never really want to take one. The power play dance is going on here. So 2 minutes up on the clock against Natalie Farrell. 1:24 left on the game clock. Saints with a glorious opportunity to try to get what could potentially be a game-winning goal on the power play. They're being outshot 41-35, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters is what happens if one hits the back of the net. And who gets it? 1 minute and change left in the period. Saints trying to find that lane to cut through. Here comes Rutherford. Benjamin is on her. Well-placed stick, and that will clear the zone. 45 seconds left. Quickly up the ice. Ricochets off the stick of O'Leary. She peels back. Stick handles around. Poisson didn't have many options. Brooks is in behind the net. Looking for space. Not too much available. Callhammer to Dawson at the point. No shooting lane. To the edge of the circle. O'Leary. It's deflected around. Poisson puts it over the goal. I don't know if that one was deflected or if she just scooped it over. It's loose in front still. 11 seconds left. From behind the goal, Poisson tried to play it around, and it's covered up by Gonzalez on the far post.
Oh, man, Todd, that one went right over the bar. It was a bouncing puck. Wouldn't that have been something? Less than 20 seconds left in the game. Capitalize on the power play and go home happy. We got 5 seconds left in the period. Let's see if they can draw something up here. Oh, you want that win too.
The clock stops with 4.8 seconds.
That referee needs to put his whistle away.
Rutherford in on the draw. And Miami will come away with it. So that'll just about do it. Buzzer sounds. 60 minutes have been played and nothing gets decided. There is still 36 seconds, left on the power play. As we head to a little bit of extra hockey.
Everybody loves free hockey, Todd. Overtime hockey, nothing better than watching some overtime hockey. You feel a little bit better if you're the Saints. You do have a power play still on the board. Not that much time left, but enough to get it in the zone and get one crack at it. Maybe get one or two good looks if you can set things up early.
The coaches giving out a few last-minute instructions. You have to figure at this juncture of the game there isn't too much that you're going to be able to tell them. Legs are tired. You don't get too much of a break in between the overtime and the third period. It's more about just reestablishing yourself, looking for that scoring opportunity. 5 minutes up on the clock. Saints have already had a tie this far this season, so I hesitate to say it just because they seem to change game to game. If what we were told after that game holds true, there shouldn't be anything after overtime, so this game would end in a tie if nobody scores. But now that I've said that, they'll randomly decide to have a shootout.
Todd, I think Maryville's going to score here in the next 36 seconds.
Sounds good to me. Saints win the draw. 4-on-3 power play attack. 3 seconds have elapsed on the power play and the game clock. Straight away they go to Gerwitz. She comes in a little bit from the point. Here's O'Leary. She's got time to pick it out. Oh, the defensive stick from Oliver came in and knocked that over the goal. Saints keep a hold of it. Gerwitz with a little shuffle. O'Leary from the faceoff dot. Gets around Oliver. 9 seconds left on the power play. Gerwitz has the shooting lane. She takes it. Blocker save. That one was labeled for the upper portion of the goal. Oliver gets to it and guides it down the ice. Now Cadrain has to come out because she's got Farrell right there. He gives it over. Jones gets there first for Miami, and Oliver flops it down deep. But the Redhawks are going to try to complete a change.
There's those two looks I was telling you about on the power play.
Awkwardly into the wall goes Gerwitz. Up top goes Brennan. She's all by herself. Cuts around one defender. Back to the front. Shoots wide. Just lost the angle on that one. Brennan. It's 4-on-4. 3:45 left in overtime. Centering pass. That's denied as Gonzalez smothered it against the side of the goal. Shots were 41-36. Going into overtime, Maryville's added a couple here in the extra period. Now they head to 3-on-3. Toole comes on around. She was trying to sneak it in on that blocker side. Rutherford was trying to get in deep. Now they spring the counterattack. Here comes LeBaire. She's in. Defender on the backside, and she puts the shot wide. Rutherford finds herself in a little bit of space. She's going to draw a penalty. Callhammer comes in on the attack. To the forehand. She shoots it high. LeBaire touches it up, and she will head to the sin bin. Another power play for Maryville.
Yeah, that's massive, Todd. And that's all because of hard work and moving your feet.
6th power play of the game now for the Saints. None of the goals have come with the man advantage. Statistically, you would almost think eventually one of these has got to go in. So 2 minutes up on the board. It's actually Abby Benjamin in the box. Tripping was the call. Saints win the faceoff. It's a 4-on-3 power play. O'Leary to Gerwitz, deflected around, and it's swept away from Poisson. She tried to scoop it back out from behind, but nobody was in the middle, so that comes out of the zone. Gerwitz on her horse from the right wing. Skates on around. Charges towards the net. Little poke check disrupts that play. Gerwitz from the high slot. Dishes off. O'Leary just outside the hash marks. Here's Brooks. Shot onto the glove side and didn't miss by a whole lot. Brooks keeps it alive. Gerwitz steps up to it. O'Leary has to slow it down. Back to Brooks. Steps into one. The puck is loose on the rebound and put over to the far wall. Dawson settles down the flutter. That one off the heel of the stick of Brooks. In the corner. But the Redhawks cannot clear. It's bouncing around towards the edge of the circle. Up in the air. And on the third attempt, it was cleared away, this time by Jones. 49 seconds left in the power play. 1:59 left in the period. Miscommunication there as Morris and Callhammer cross the line. Saints have the entire rink in front of them. Perhaps that opens up a little bit of space, though. Callhammer finds Morris. She's over towards the right wing from the circle, looking for somebody in front. And again, that found the wrong colored jersey. Brennan back at the blue line. 13 seconds left in the power play. Brennan in front. Again, that centering pass just isn't really working right now. Rutherford off the boards to herself. O'Brien's charging the net. Rutherford took a shot. That was knocked away. O'Brien picks up the loose change. Back to 4-on-4. Long shot in. That took a deflection on the way through. Gonzalez got a piece of it. Couldn't cover it. Final minute here in overtime. Smith just spirits one in. She heads off on a change. 50 seconds left. And Brooks was offside. She's got to touch up. That doesn't matter. It's going to be an icing.
And the clock is still running, Todd.
So it stops with 33.9, but I have to figure the total will be something in the 40s.
Yeah, at least 10 seconds ran off, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 46, 47, there you go.
It's always good to go under.
What?
Said it's always good to go under.
Always take the under?
So we go back to 3-on-3, 47 seconds left. Saints got a lot of shots in on that power play attack, but just couldn't beat Gonzalez again. Now here's a giveaway. Farrell couldn't quite find the handle, tries to get it back out in front and puts it wide. Saints send it up the gut. Brooks with a little bit of space, but there's a defender closing on her back. And the one in front took her down. 25 seconds left. Near side it comes to Talabai. She's got Benjamin streaking in on the far wing. Nobody's got her. She takes a shot covered by Cadrain after the pad save.
Big save. 17.2 remaining. Got to win this face-off. Get one last rush, and you got to have everyone going up there, but be mindful of turning the puck over.
So
in the neutral zone.
Timeout taken, I should say, by the Redhawks, as they'll have an offensive zone face-off, so they're going to try to draw up a play with 17.2 seconds left in the period. So an entertaining afternoon of hockey here for the Maryville University Hockey Center. Again, the Saints will be in action again next weekend right here on home ice, where they'll take on Grand Valley State. And as we mentioned yesterday, slightly odd start times. The Saturday game will be at 5:45. And then on Sunday, it'll be a 3 p.m. puck drop. So we hope that you will join us here in person. Face-off will be to the blockers side of Cadrain. It's going to be LeBert against Brennan on the face-off dot. Off the face-off, it goes to Farrell. She couldn't get the shot away. Saints trying to tie things up. They've got to kill off 10 seconds or perhaps bring a counter. Brennan gets up to it, shuffleboards it up into the offensive zone. She's going to catch up to it. No, doesn't matter. Time elapses. So 65 minutes wasn't enough to decide anything.
Well, Todd, it looks like you were wrong. I think we are going to.
Nope. See, they're going to the.
No. All right.
Well, they're going to talk about it. The door is open to the locker rooms, so we're going to say it's a tie.
Oh, I hate ties.
Well, you didn't wear one, so you proved that point.
I did. Oh my gosh, that was a joke of the weekend. That's awesome.
So 3-3 will be your final score. Your goal scorers for Maryville are going to be Cooper, O'Leary, and Morris. It's Smith, Schwartzer, and Farrell for Miami. So a little bit of a sour taste for both sides. Maryville falls, improves, depends on your point of view. They are now 3-3-2 with a 1-1-1 home ice record. Miami is now 5-1-1-1. A lot of ones in there. We'll step aside. We'll come back with our final thoughts on this one. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we give you our final thoughts on a 3-3 tie between the Maryville Saints and the Miami Redhawks. Marshy, obviously, you're not going to be satisfied with a tie. We've seen a couple this far this season for this women's program. But you got to feel good about how you played over the entire 60 minutes here this afternoon.
Yeah, no, I think this team had a chance to win today. They showed that they were there the entire 60 minutes. One thing they'll probably want to work on is their power play and focus on, executing on that front. But I thought their penalty kill was great. I thought goaltending was great. There's just a few lapses in, judgment in terms of, like the line change or a turnover here, turnover there that led to a couple of goals, and obviously you want those back. But in terms of offense, I thought it was there today. Obviously we didn't see it yesterday, but I think this team, they came out and played. I think they deserved to win, and unfortunately we get a tie. And that's why I said I hate ties, because no one I would rather lose than tie. You know what I'm saying? At least you have. Why are you touching your tie? I didn't wear a tie. I'm sorry, but good joke. No, I thought
I get one a year, so I mean
that's fine.
I gotta take advantage of it.
Chuck Krause, who is normally on our broadcast, he was the PA today. He's the one that's usually he has the joke, so I'll leave it at that. But
a little overzealous.
Yeah, exactly. But no, today I thought it was a great game from both teams. I thought Maryville, like I said, they did enough to earn a win. However, at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. And I think the power play, that's what it really came down to.
Yeah, 0 for 6 was Maryville on the man advantage. So that's definitely something that Coach Lang is going to want to work on whatever practice time his team gets in the coming week. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the air against Grand Valley State coming up next weekend. That'll be a 5:45 puck drop on Saturday afternoon. We hope to see you then. Until then, for everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, for Eric Skelton making us look good behind the scenes, make sure to tune in to our social media channels as we will have a weekend recap for both the men's and women's programs. So make sure to tune in for that. Until the next time, the final here this afternoon is 3-3 until we come again here on home ice. I've been Todd Panula. He's been Andrew Marsh. We thank you for watching.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
Didn't even notice it.